It says a vote for Killer Cross is a vote for Doomsday. And then on the
Dog,
back it
I'm
has,
just hurt.
yeah, it's hurtful. This is hurtful.
I'm
I'm
hurt.
I'm
But
here's the
let's get the
thing.
intro.
I'm
Yo, this shit on P.
I can't even do my intro, dog. I can't even do it.
on a
I
scale
can't
of
even
on a
go the
scale
whole
of
yo,
one
yo,
to on a
yo.
scale of one to like on a scale of one to upset, how furious are you right now? And he's frozen. Like for real, like
I'm back. I think.
are you on a scale of like one to upset, one to furious? How upset are you right now?
I think I'm back. Am I
Yo,
back
you're
now?
back. Yeah, you're back. Because
Lord have mercy.
uh, I'm in pain.
I'm just upset. I don't know what you asked, but I'm upset.
I was saying on a scale of
I'm
one
hurt,
to
dog.
furious, how upset are you? Can you hear me?
Is it me or is it you?
Because I can hear you fine. Furious, how upset are you?
Is it me
All right.
or is it you?
Because I can hear you fine. Okay.
All right, so we're trying to get this situated.
Can I be heard?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good now.
All right.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. So apologies for the technical difficulties, people. But it's a very weird day. Today
Yeah.
has been
Very.
well, not even a weird day.
Now
It
I'm
was just
mad.
the last 10 minutes have been weird. Like for no reason. I don't get it. Because what bothers me, what I'm bothered by is how is it that certain
All right, I think
people
I'm.
they say like
But the Jericho foolishness.
yeah,
So
start with that.
Chris Jericho
Yes.
decide. Well, we saw the debut of what is his name? Samurai De Soul.
Yes.
Formerly known as Kalisto.
And we also saw
had his
the debut of
match
Aerostar.
on Dynamite,
You also saw the AEW debut of
which
Aerostar.
he scared me a lot during. He scared me a lot. I just want to put that out there.
You know.
But after the match, Kalisto, I'm probably gonna be using a lot of Kalisto because it's just easier to say. So
Yeah.
I apologize for anybody that gets offended over me using the word Kalisto and not Samurai Del Sol. He made a post basically saying he prayed and was talking to Brody using his government name John. And he spelled it John, which is the incorrect spelling, which his name is spelled Jon, pretty similar to, I want to say, Mox. No, no, his name is Jonathan, so that's different.
Yeah. It still starts with Jon though.
Yeah, his wrestling name starts with Jon.
Yes.
So Jericho decided to go out on a limb and basically say you spelled his name wrong for the entire world to see, for the entire Twitter world to see.
Is that what
My
they call
issue
virtue?
is
That what they call virtue signaling?
to an extent, I can say that to an extent.
Okay, so I think I'm probably using that wrong.
To an extent, yeah.
Right. But like I said before we went on the air, Jericho's picking some really like strange hills to die on. You know what I mean?
Very.
Like, I don't see what calling him out for this does for him
Nothing.
or what he thinks it does. Just like I saw him catch some heat for some of the comments he made about Paige Van Zant during that promo off, which I didn't care to watch because I could care less about that whole feud.
That was bad.
Although I think pretty sure, I don't think the match is going to bang, but I think like the match at the very least will be entertaining a full year. It'll probably be
It'll be planned out well. It'll be well
Yeah.
planned out, similar to the way the Shaq match was planned out well.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it's going to be, and that's what's going to make it good. Like that, I don't know what to tell you.
It's gonna be quite entertaining. Whether that's good entertaining or bad entertaining, that is to be determined.
Yes. But yeah, I could care less about that whole thing. I could care less about this whole thing with Jericho, to be honest. My
issue is you were in the same building with this guy, and if y'all weren't in the same building, cool. DM him, hey dude, I just want to let you know that you spelled his name wrong.
Literally, it's all about tone of things. You know what I mean?
It's for you to quote tweet his tweet and say you spelled his name wrong. Period.
Yes. He might as well have put "stupid idiot" at the end of that.
Right.
Like,
and I mean, shout out to Kalisto for being the bigger person, basically, and saying, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't guarantee that I would be doing the same thing when you just sat here and literally tried to embarrass me on social media. Granted, social media is fake.
It is. Also, speaking of Johns, shout out to John Moxley and his recovery.
Yeah, big prayers up to Box. I think we talked about it Wednesday.
Send him whatever good vibes, whatever prayers, whatever you believe in, whatever good thing you believe in, send it to him.
Most definitely.
He's for him, not just him, but him and his family.
He's going to need all the support. Him, Renee, his baby girl, all of that.
Yeah, all of it.
All of them are going to need all the love and support going forward.
But mainly, I say that because shout out to him for because I know from on the surface, to most of us, John Moxley looks like the strongest person we know or we've ever seen.
Yeah.
So the fact that somebody that strong is willing to admit that, hey, I'm struggling with something, I need to get help for it. I think Punk hit the nail on the head.
Oh yeah, that was
which he is so good at doing.
Yeah,
he hit the nail on the head when he said because he even said I've asked for help. I should have asked for help at some point in my life and I didn't because I wanted to be a tough guy. We've seen and known John Moxley to be a tough guy, so the fact that guy is asking for help is amazing.
That's the ultimate sign of toughness.
Seriously. Also, shout out to Tony Khan for getting John Moxley's permission before coming out and tweeting what he tweeted. You know what I mean? So big ups to Tony Khan. Big ups to AEW for the way they're handling this. For real, this very, very professional, and I really appreciate it. In this,
all right, let me go ahead and put this question up.
Yeah, just really trying
while we're here
for them. Yeah, let's get to that. You want to go first, or should I? And again. You want to go first, or should I?
That said, I wish WCW.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, what are we, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are they? Who got, just read off the names. Read off the names. Read off who got released. Just read them off.
Oh my Lord. Let me go find the list.
Because for real, when I saw it, I saw Simon Miller post it first, and then I didn't brush it off, but because I saw Scarlett. Here's what gave it away for me. I saw Scarlett post like, "Here, I'm taking bookings at her email that I'm not going to read on the air."
Right.
Scarlett said she was tweeted out that she was taking bookings. I was like, "All right, cool, that's fine." Then I saw Frankie Monet, formerly known as Taya Valkyrie, I guess now known once again as Taya Valkyrie, tweet out that she just tweeted out her name in all caps, Taya Valkyrie. Like the Frankie Monet Twitter handle tweeted out Taya Valkyrie, which gave it away that, oh, she must be released again. And then Sean Ross Sapp tweeted Karrion Kross has been released by WWE. And that was like, ow. That was you go first because I'm gonna go long on Cross. You go.
All right, so here are the names that I have here: Scarlett Bordeaux,
Yeah.
Karrion Kross,
Yeah.
Frankie Monet,
Taya Valkyrie now.
Ember Moon. I don't know
by
what
the way,
she'll be going by.
before you go any further, Killer. He's Killer Cross.
Yes, Killer Kross now.
Which never mind. You know what? Nope. Not gonna go there. Continue, because I'm gonna.
All right, let me finish this one first. Let me turn this off so I can. My fault. Trey Baxter, who will be going back to his name as Blake Christian. This one here cut me real deep. BFAB. Oni Lorcan, who I guess will be going back to Biff Busick.
Yeah, he's already changed it to Biff Busick. Johnny Gargano replied by saying Biff rules.
Yeah, I saw
because
Priest did the same.
Biff, Johnny, Chucky T. Biff, Johnny, Chucky T, and Drew Gulak were in Fourth Gun. We're in a stable called Fourth Gun in Smash Wrestling. So when Johnny was Smash Wrestling champion before he went to NXT. Continue.
All right, we have Jessica Mia, Grand Metalik, who actually it was a few weeks ago where he actually requested a release.
Did Jessica Mia wore the mask, didn't she?
No, Jessica Mia was.
Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Yeah, you're thinking of somebody else. You're thinking Katarina.
Oh,
Jessica
okay.
Mia evidently was I don't know.
Right.
She was teaming with somebody though. She was with Robert Stone.
Oh, right.
Zeta.
By the way,
Lumiere.
before we go any further, what the fuck was that with Vito and Daniel Vito and Robert Stone? What was that?
I thought Robert Stone was out there looking like Simon Dean.
I know, I saw that, but what were they doing? What was that section?
I didn't watch NXT yet, so I can't tell you.
Okay, well, spoiler alert. They had a dance off. Robert Stone and Daniel Vito, who's supposed to be this tough guy.
They're throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks.
The only good thing, as much as I can,
trial and error for NXT 2K.
The only good thing I saw that I could kind of care less about because of how it ended last time was Gargano and Ciampa had an encounter for the first time since One Final Beat. And then Twitter went crazy because they won.
I would rather them not have another match.
I don't. One Final Beat.
Unless you're teaming them up, I don't care.
One Final Beat was like
that should be the last time they wrestle each other.
Here's the thing about One Final Beat. I liked it because it made me cry because I legit thought Candice had turned on Johnny. I legit thought that. I was emotionally invested in it. The bad part about it was it went an hour. It went way too long. And it also, we got to see Karrion Kross.
Right.
But anyway, continue. Killer Cross. I got to get used to calling him Killer Cross now because I'm wearing a freaking shirt.
Somebody block me. Lindsay Dorado.
Okay.
Zeta Ramir, who will be going back to her original name as AQA.
Oh, what? Oh man, she was good. She was in a Booker T's promotion, reality.
Yeah. It's a rough thing to get through in NXT division. Jeet Rama.
Okay.
These where it starts really hurting again. Mia Yim and Keith Lee. As you see, this really hurts me. Harry Smith.
So he
They
was,
just re-signed. They just signed Harry
what the
at the first show back with fans, and now he's released again.
what? The only good, you know what the good thing about that is?
What's that?
Bloodsport.
Good point. You know, I didn't check my fantasy team.
Like,
And the Jets are about to start playing. I have not checked my fantasy team to see if I'm in position to win this week. Oh, I got a 55% chance of winning as long as Cooper plays,
Amari Cooper.
because I don't trust Hardman. Uh, Katrina Cortez. Evidently, that was the woman that was that made her debut with Legato. That wasn't her name.
What?
That's what Sean was saying. Hold on, that's not because the girl with Legato, her name was
Wasn't it Electra something?
Electra Lopez.
Yeah.
I want to say Katrina. If Katrina's who I think it is, she was the one, and you probably wouldn't remember this. Let me look it up. If it's the one with the mask, it was the one that teamed up with Sin Cara back when this is the one that teamed with Sin Cara when he was doing the thing with Andrade and Zelina. So Electra Lopez is still there, which is interesting because I saw something from Brad, and he posted how evidently Vince wasn't too satisfied with. He liked Hit Row, but he was not really pleased with the match between Electra and.
It wasn't great.
It
was not great.
It wasn't, and you have two women that are basically green, which I think B-Fab is going to be fine. Brianna's going to be fine wherever she goes. I mean, I'm going to support her either way. I love Brianna. So, I'm hurt, but at the same time, you already know how I feel. This is the point where fans are going to have to put up a shut up because they keep saying, "Oh, we're going to support you wherever you go." We'll see, because if they go to Impact, we already know how that goes.
Yeah, phenomenally. I mean, look at these people in Impact. I see Brian Myers, flounder, like star.
Well, they're doing well, but you know the same little snide remarks from the same people who say we'll follow you wherever you go.
People think Impact is dead, and then they pop up on Impact, and it's ridiculous. I really don't have the energy for this. Like, this is not even the right fucking episode of Impact. No, I think that's the right one. Hang on, I might be in a Genjutsu.
You might be. But yeah, I don't think any of these people are going to really. They'll be fine. Brianna's going to be fine. Keith and Mia are going to be perfectly fine. I mean, I could see Keith going to AEW. Yeah, you're treading the waters of too many now. Because you're not just going to bring Keith Lee in to be on Dark. Let's be real. Keith Lee's not a guy you throw up there and just put on Dark like they've been doing with Bobby Fish, and he's not your Tony Nese. So you got them. I think that Tony Khan probably should be looking heavy at these women.
Yes.
Look heavy at AQA. Look heavy at a Mia Yim. Heavy at a Scarlett Bordeaux. It's a lot of beef in that women's division that you can really add on with the fact that you already have. Because I said it when they announced the TBS Women's Championship. They don't have the. I didn't think they were ready. Now you have no excuse because you have all these women that you can go ahead and get. Vince said he was going to supply with some people. Let's see if you get the right ones.
It's just
this it's corporate America, bro, and it sucks to say that, but like you
I'm not
say
even
all the
gonna watch
time.
Impact tonight.
You say it all the time. We live in a capitalist society, and
See,
I've
it's
preached
times
it
like
a few
this.
times.
It's times like this where I missed it. I think about David Starr.
And
You
we
know what I
need
mean?
another David Starr. We don't have
Yes.
anybody.
It's times like this I think about David Starr because David Starr was onto something.
Because
Now,
the Phillies are not right.
say what? You're like breaking up, and this is not. This is pissing me off.
I said morally, WWE's not right. Legally, what can you do about it?
No, I know,
Until
but I'm
you,
saying like this is where because he had this whole thing about unionizing and all this other stuff. I'm like, it's times like this, like this dude's onto something. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of sad.
do that to do this.
He's breaking up. This is bad. You're going in, and I hate this right now.
So I don't know.
Because you're cutting in and out, and then like, all right,
All right, go ahead with your
yep,
spill. I'm gonna let you go ahead
all
and
right,
talk.
because I watched this dude from before he got to WWE, and I was like, all right, this guy's good. He can cut promos. He's got this look, this aura of a freaking star. Everywhere he went, he was world champion. Maverick Pro, he was longtime world champion. Freaking FSW undefeated for like 900 days as FSW world champion. Christ. Wrestling Revolver world champion. He was champion there for a little bit. You know, like he was. He had the tools. He has the tools. It's not like he's not a. He still has things to work on. He's good. He's freaking good. So it's frustrating to see that all this work, it made it seem like all that work he did on the indies just to get to NXT was, and to see it ruined the way it was ruined, it felt like a waste of time. And I don't want to think of it that way. I don't want to think that this guy spent however many years he spent in the wrestling business just to get to NXT, you know, and WWE in general, just to have his time wasted. Because that's how I feel right now. I legit feel like Killer Cross signed to WWE to have his time wasted, when he could have been better somewhere else. You know, and I don't personally know him. You know, I've met him. I have met him. You know, I've told him that, you know, that I really enjoy his work. Because I do. I genuinely do. Because he has this unique style where it's like his everything about him is legit. You know what I mean? Yes, it's in kayfabe, but everything about him is like he's the one person I can't tell the difference. Whether he's like legit or shooting. Not even in his fighting style. Not even his in-ring style. I can't tell the difference because of how like vicious it is and how intense it is. You know? Like, so to see this guy get up top, become a two-time NXT champion, and then all of a sudden, like basically have his talent undermined by the company is sad. It's sad because when he got in, he said one thing, one of the promos he cut, and I firmly believe this. He said, I want to main event WrestleMania. He said, I never want to lose the NXT championship. I want to main event WrestleMania, and I want to become world champion. And I was like, you know what? Those three things are completely possible. You know, although I kind of knew him losing the NXT championship was kind of inevitable. But those other two things, yes, like I think he could main event WrestleMania. And I definitely think he could be world champion here. And now we're not going to get that because his debut, while he's NXT champion, he loses to Jeff Hardy in under 2 minutes. And the way he loses is he gets rolled up by Jeff Hardy, and Jeff Hardy beats him by putting his feet on the ropes. And Jeff Hardy's supposed to be a babyface. Like, in case you just missed it, Anthony, I was saying how
I've been here.
Basically Cross had his time in WWE undermined.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just saying how I knew him. I don't want anybody to get this twisted. And if you do, like, I'm coming for you. I don't care. Like, for real. I've seen Killer Cross work on the indies. I watched every single YouTube video he had on his YouTube page. This guy had what it took to be a star in WWE. Don't get that twisted. Nobody should ever get that twisted. There was the only reason Karrion Kross didn't make it is because he wasn't a star. Yes, he was a fucking star. He had literally everything to be a star. Literally everything. Literally everything to be a star. Why? Because most of it, and all these people, all these fucking, and everybody who said that he needed Scarlett is a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, agree.
I stand by that. I stand by that 100%. Everybody who said Killer Cross is not a star without Scarlett, it's because you're perverting after Scarlett and you're a fucking weirdo. Because this dude, most of that dude's work on the indies was him just killing people by himself. The only time he had Scarlett by his side, that from what I remember off the top of my head, is when he was for a little bit of his time in FSW and other indie promotions, or when he was in Mexico. And you know what he was doing most of his time in Mexico, Anthony? What do you think he was doing most of his time in Mexico?
Doing what his name said.
Exactly. But then he comes here, and it makes me sad because I see in all those 24s, those WWE 24s, those WWE Chronicles, all these stars are like, man, it's been my dream to get here to this company. You know, I spent 10 years, 15 years, you know, trying to get here to this company, you know, and then they get there and then they're gone. Like,
sometimes your dreams become nightmares. Let's keep it. Let's keep it.
No, you're right. But it's just like,
look, we all know that I lean heavy to more WWE stuff, but at the same time, I'm not blind to the fact that WWE partakes in a lot of these. I say it all the time when things happen like this. They're dirty corporate America things. This is horrible to see all these people lose their jobs. Thankfully, a lot of these people are going to be paid throughout their 90-day non-compete clause, but still losing their jobs this close to the new year, this close to the holiday season.
We're so close to Thanksgiving. We're so close to Christmas.
Right. So seeing all that, it hurts to see all these people. But at the same time, I am sick and tired of the virtue signaling that follows along with this. I don't see how you all people blindly support WWE, blindly follow WWE. Y'all watch WWE still. I don't see how you're still buying all these stuff from Amazon either. Yeah, let's talk about the Amazon. So again,
here's my thing.
WWE is doing everything corporate America is doing.
I barely watch WWE. In my own defense, just my defense. I'm barely watching anything in WWE right now. I'm barely watching. The only thing I'm watching right now at this point is probably pay-per-views. I don't even know if I'm going to watch a takeover, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I haven't missed a takeover in I don't know when, like from recent memory. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I may not. I'm at a point where it's like, do I even want to watch takeover? You know, like the only thing probably keeping me connected to WWE is probably the fact that Big E is world champion, Xavier's king of the ring, and Roman Reigns is still amazing because he's always been amazing. But you know what I mean?
Right.
Those are the only three things tethering me to WWE. That's it. Nothing. Literally, I'm not even being facetious when I say this. There's nothing else keeping me connected to that company. Nothing. And that's not some, oh, so you're just an AEW. Don't get me wrong. I love pro wrestling. You know, I do. But like that company is not for me. It's not.
I completely understand that.
Like it's not. And it's not even because of corporate practices. Don't get that. I know I've said that before. Like I hate the corporate practices stuff. And today, it's not about that. This is not corporate practices for me. This is about the fact that you're willingly, you know, getting rid of top tier talent for capitalism.
This is the unfortunate,
which is like you were about to. I assume you were about to say, which is the unfortunate reality. Which you're right, it is. But like, I refuse to let anybody on Twitter tell me, or even you, and we've been boys for a long time. I refuse to let anybody tell me that Karrion Kross would not have survived in WWE.
Oh, he would have thrived. I wouldn't say survived, thrived.
Yes.
That Adam Cole promo really was a shot.
Okay, let me get on that.
Yeah.
Let's get on that. Let's get to that. Now, I was mulling over this before we got on here. I'm thinking, like, all right, I indirectly blame Adam Cole for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm not sure how backstage works before you go out and do certain things. I assume there has to be an agreement with all parties involved. You know? That's what I'm going to assume. So to have this approved and going out there and said, now don't get me wrong, the promo was good. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and it was a bad promo. But that's not the problem. The fact that this guy is your champion, and I get that you're trying to make Adam Cole look like he's this fearless. Was he even a babyface at the time? This like he's this fearless like tweener character and the face of this monster heel. You know what I mean? I understand that. I really do. But at the same time, there has to be a level of retention of the fact that, mind you, when you're cutting this promo, this guy is still your champion. You know what I mean? Like, undermine him, but don't undermine him to the fact that it's going to derail everything later. Because, like I said before, I don't know for what reason. And the guys in the resolution tried to justify this, which is why I got pissed off and left. Like Mitt and some other guys tried to justify as to why it happened. I was like, no, you can't tell me. You can't sit here and explain to me and justify. Like, then their justification was, well, he got it back next week. No, fuck next week. Fuck next week. It's about first impressions. First impression on that main roster, he showed up on Monday Night Raw, and he got pinned by a babyface in a dirty pin.
That didn't help at all.
That didn't even, first of all, that doesn't even make any sense.
No, it didn't.
That whole situation doesn't even make sense. A babyface uses dirty tactics in under 2 minutes to beat a heel who's a champion. That doesn't even make sense. That's the first thing. Second of all, the booking, who books that? No, I'm telling you, no other company on earth books that. No other wrestling company on the earth books that but that company. I guarantee it. I stand by it. No other company books that. Not even Impact, that everybody keeps saying is dead. They're not even that stupid to book that shit. But Impact is dead though. Whatever, man. Like he didn't deserve that. Cross didn't deserve this.
No. And I think if it weren't
Cross
for the
Norris
fact,
probably didn't deserve
if Cross didn't lead the way if Cross didn't lead for the reasons he did, I would love to see him back at Impact, but I don't see that happening.
No, I think his next best place. I
was talking to a guy. He said, "What about?"
I was going to
going
say
back to Mexico?
AEW. I was going to say AEW, but I don't need.
I don't know. I don't see him fitting right now.
No, I was going to say
it's too crowded.
The only that and he better go to AEW and do what Miro's doing.
If it weren't so crowded in AEW, I would say that. Maybe AAA. Maybe we could get him and Kenny.
He takes the belt off Kenny. That'd be good to see. Or New Japan. Like there's a US branch of New Japan called New Japan Strong, which is that's where Ospreay is. That's where Jay White is. That's where Tom Lawler is. That's where,
And Alpha Canoa got a lot of heat for saying this. But I'm gonna go back and just echo what he just said. There's a lot of black talent that is getting released between WWE and Ring of Honor.
Well, yeah. Think about it. Jay Lethal is going to be out.
Can we get a black billionaire to get us a black-owned, nationally televised wrestling show?
I know this isn't televised. Doesn't Master P own House of Glory?
What has House of Glory done since he's?
I know, but I'm just saying.
That is a good point, though. That is a good point.
Yeah, you said black billionaires and in the wrestling company, and that's literally the first one that came to mind.
But you could get.
Oh, there's so many more though.
What if this is just me and my random fantasy booking, my fantasy thinking. What if you get a Jay-Z? Because you got Keith Lee now.
Snoop. Yeah. Snoop likes wrestling.
Snoop. So you could get these guys. Wale. Dog. So Wale, Snoop, Griselda.
Forgot all about Griselda. How could I forget about Griselda?
Smoke Dizza. We got enough people.
No. If you really think about it, Griselda alone could probably start their own wrestling company.
Right, but I'm thinking big, because I was listening to Cornette and Brian last, and Brian made a really good point. He said they were talking about the Ring of Honor thing. He was like, we need a third brand on national television to balance things out. WWE's, even with the releases that they just had today, it's still beyond stat. AEW, beyond crowded. We need something else. Maybe Impact, but I'm thinking maybe we could get somebody else in there. So Canoe was saying about how we could have a black-owned, nationally televised company. You have Shane Taylor Promotions. You got B-Fab. You got Keith Lee, Mia Yim, AQA.
Judge. Jay Lethal,
so many.
Jonathan Gresham.
And it doesn't have to be exclusive black. I'm not saying be exclusive black.
But I'm just saying. But still, I'm just listening off black talent. Jay Lethal, Jonathan Gresham, Kenny King.
Bruh. Something could happen here. Because clearly just AEW isn't going to cut it. I've been reading a lot of what Leo's been saying the last hour or so. I've seen the stuff that Dax has been saying. We could do all this. We could do all these echo chambers on Twitter. How are y'all going to activate? What is the activation moment?
I think it's time to do what Killer Mike said. We need to plot, plan, strategize. He's a plot, plan, strategize, organize. Yes, I feel like there was organize in there somewhere.
Probably so, but
still, that's what we need to do. We need to take the advice of Killer Mike.
Is ridiculous.
Seriously.
And again, I need to reiterate: everybody can't go to AEW. And I think about the big hashtag that's been going on the last few months, Black Wrestling Draws.
It does though.
Let's show it.
Seriously. Let's do it.
Get somebody with the money, get on somebody's TV show and show it. Shut up and go to work. You can't even say shut.
I was about to say, like, what?
Shut up and go to work.
What was he trying to say? I know he was
I
trying
guess trying to say shut. Go
can't
to
even
work
troll properly.
That's my brother.
I know. Dude can't even troll properly.
So some attitude troll. Get out of
like,
here.
It's just like, but let's look at the positives. Positives. Cross can go back to GCW and continue that feud with Nick Gage. He can become GCW. He could probably, oh my gosh, he can fight John Moxley when John Moxley.
You know who's the biggest winner in all this right now?
The Independents.
Independent wrestling.
Yes.
Independent wrestling is the biggest winner in this entire situation.
If you really think about it, independent wrestling is technically the biggest company in the United States.
Basically, if you really want to put everybody in that same umbrella.
Yes.
And I just saw Billy said something about it. So that's what really made me think about it. Shout out to my boy Billy.
Yeah. Independent wrestling. Do you know why? Because do you know independent wrestling has its own championship? The Independent Wrestling World Championship, which is now classified as a world championship. Same thing as the Pan Africa Diaspora Championship that Trisha Dora holds. Shout out to Trisha Dora, who's going to defend that soon, and I hope she retains. You know, like, it's just this it gets under my skin that he had so much talent. He said he was going to never lose a championship. He was going to main event WrestleMania, and he was going to become WWE champion. I was like, all of those things are absolutely possible. But then I remembered WWE is an independent company to where the world champion can challenge for the lesser championship and hold them both at the same time, because that would be brilliant, because they would show him as the ultimate guy to beat. But WWE doesn't do that.
I might cut that.
Well, they did once. And it didn't. Well, the one guy that people really wanted to get put on didn't last very long due to injury. And mostly because they really didn't want him to have it, if we're being 100% honest.
Right.
You know. So.
I think we'll chop that up.
How do you fuck up Keith Lee, though? Like,
no, that COVID situation really...
That didn't really help, did it?
No, it didn't, though. Because you got to remember, everybody's saying, oh, he was ruined, but Keith Lee, before he got COVID, was this close. He was going... I really believe he was going to win that Intercontinental... No, it's U.S. title.
Here's the thing.
He was going to win that.
Here's how I remember Keith Lee going. Keith Lee showed up, had bangers with Dijakovic, had that match with Adam Cole and became the double champ in NXT. Had that match with Cross. Then he came on to the main roster, beat Randy Orton in his first pay-per-view event in like 6 minutes. And I'm thinking, oh, there's nowhere to go up. Actually, I'll put even before that. Before that, he had that showdown with Roman Reigns at Survivor Series.
Right.
And I'm thinking, oh, he's made. You know?
I feel like they didn't think his health was beneficial to Keith.
Fair.
Especially with
Fair.
a guy who's built just like him on the come up.
It's fair. Oh, in Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't really help.
No, I'm sorry. You probably saw me over here dying of laughter.
Yeah,
but JTG is a fool.
What did he do?
So he tweeted, "This guy gets it," with the no phone emoji, and it's a picture of Jackson Riker. I have no words. I'm just over dying because I can't stand JTG right now.
30 days. Scarlett Bordeaux just tweeted, officially free to work in 30 days. So Io Shirai tweeted the heartbreak emoji.
I know all the talent is really hurting by this.
Every day. Yeah, everybody says 30 days. Everybody's got 30 days.
I saw somebody said 90. I forget who it was. It may have been Biff.
So somebody
That's
tweeted
so weird to get used
very
to
irked. Somebody tweeted very irked at WWE for stripping Keith Lee of all that made him unique and getting annoyed with him for not standing out, like buying a toaster and being annoyed it won't dry your hands, and mad at the toaster for. And Kevin Kelly responded by saying, "And mad at the toaster for making toast." I'm trying to understand that tweet. I don't know. Dax is on to something. What would the world be like if WCW won?
Woo. Now, does WCW get to WCW 2000 before they win? Is the question.
Like before it went bad, or
yeah. So this is WCW 1999 and back between 97 99. Maybe we're in good hands. 2000, no, it will be worse than what WWE is, and probably I would be a betting man and say wrestling would probably be as popular as it is now. Because yes, Vince has done some horrible things. These releases are horrible, but at the same time, wrestling is as lucrative as it has been ever.
Ty is going back to Impact, isn't she?
She has unfinished business.
Yeah, well,
who shot her again?
All right, so that story. So apparently, Johnny Bravo got shot. Johnny Bravo was supposed to marry Rosemary. Johnny got shot at the wedding. By the way, shout out to Impact for doing for in the time we needed it, doing Wrestle House, because Wrestle House was so awesome. And then the way they capped it off was with that. So apparently she shot Bravo because Bravo was getting a little, because remember how Bravo used to be her, like, Aaron guy and all that. So Bravo got a little too, bold, and she shot him to bring him down a peg. And she ended up getting arrested and spending time in jail. So I'm pretty sure her return will be her somehow getting out of jail and returning
Dog. And you already know that
Bravo.
the IWC already puts WWE as jail. No, this writes. Oh my gosh, this writes itself.
Oh wow,
this writes itself.
No, mind you, I think that was way before. That was completely before Malachi Black and Buddy Murphy did that. Buddy Matthews did that because she was going to jail because she killed a guy. Well, she shot him. You know what I mean? That's why she was going to jail. And never getting out, apparently. But
well, she can now. She has to find out what reason she got back out now.
Yeah. But Ember posted, "All I can do is laugh."
I really feel
AJ Gray. AJ Gray is hilarious. He said Fightful has learned that AJ Gray has been signed to a multi-year deal with the streets.
I talked to AJ about that because I was like, somebody needs to sign AJ. He was like, nobody's going to sign me.
No, GCW.
He said he had done some. He had some horrible tweets in his archives.
Here's the thing about GCW. GCW, if you're a regular in GCW, that's like I don't see. Well, he's young, but Starboard Charlie, he's like 18 years old. That's like home for that guy. You know what I mean? Same thing. Well, granted, Nick Gage is Nick Gage, so but you know what I mean. Like GCW guy regular are like that's like it's amazing. GCW is awesome. Danhausen has surgery tomorrow. Danhausen has surgery tomorrow.
Because the last time they did this, they did it right a few days after the last call. So I was expecting it between tomorrow and Saturday.
Somebody retweeted that post of Punk roasting
Oh, they
before
do that every time.
They do though. It's still it's. I mean, they do it every time, but
You know
Alex
who's really
Zane,
frustrated right now?
who?
The developers for 2K22.
Yeah,
I really feel
yeah.
sorry for them, dog.
Alex Zane said, "I tell people they couldn't afford me when they asked why I was released because that's what they told me. Perception is reality." That's what Alex Zane tweeted. He got released in the last round of it.
Kenny Free thoughts like Keith Lee.
Adam Pacitti tweeted this. It's really hard to bother investing in characters with these seemingly never-ending releases.
That it does make it difficult. I will agree there.
Like, how can you care about, like, for example, like BFAB? I wasn't a huge fan of Hit Row, but like when I saw it, I was like, okay, this is something, if given time, you can invest in, or just Hit Row in general. Now it's like, what's the point almost? If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So
I don't know though. That's all I got. I need to do my hair before I get ready to go to bed.
I just want this to not. I think the only good thing to come out of this week was probably that promo Moose cut. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like that was really good.
I would
everybody was talking about
in New Japan strong.
You said what?
Give me Keith Lee versus Fred Rosser.
Yeah. Keith Lee versus Hikuleo. Oh my gosh, Keith Lee versus Jeff Cobb.
Maybe this will spark somebody up to form a union too, but we'll see.
Yeah, like I said, I know I said this before. David Starr, before what happened, he was definitely on to something when he was talking about unionizing and we the independent, we, us, ours, something that belongs to us. It's all of ours. Because that's what it is. Professional wrestling is all of ours. It doesn't just belong to one person, to one company. It's all of ours. It's ours. Pro wrestling is socialist, whether people want to admit it or not. It's very socialist. It's very socialist because it's about us. We, us. And
it's not the WWE. Clearly, we just saw that again a few days ago.
It's us. It's about us, And, as much as companies want to make it about I. Because honestly, I think that's kind of what happened, if you really think about it. One company tried to make it about I and, got us. Now look where they're at. They made it about I and me. And then now all these other companies say, no, this is like AEW coming along was that voice that said, no, it's ours. Pro wrestling is ours. It belongs to all of us. Everything belongs to us. So.
Yeah. I'm going to go twist and put my hair up.
All right.
With that being said, peace, love, and Pop-Tarts. And always remember, drink water.
That and, pro wrestling belongs to all of us.
Hey, dog, on everything, support indie wrestling.
Yes, for real.
Support indie wrestling, dog.
Whether you believe it or not, you're not getting those 5-star. Now, say what you want about those Meltzer ratings. Guess where those Meltzer ratings aren't hitting? Now, you can claim bias or whatever you want to claim on it. guess where some of those 5-star matches are happening? That those critically acclaimed 5-star matches are happening. Not in WWE. That's just the truth. Say what you want about that rating scale, but I'm saying most of my matches of the year happen outside WWE. That's all I'm saying.
And
that's
also,
not a bias. That's
even
just
with
out
supporting
of
independent wrestling,
personal investment.
all in all, support the wrestlers over the company.
Yes.
Support the wrestlers over the company.
Yes.
When I say I support the wrestlers, I'm not a WWE fanboy.
No.
I am a fan of the wrestlers in WWE.
Yes, like I said.
Granted, my favorite wrestlers in AEW right now, but that's besides the point.
Like I said, the New Day.
Fan of the wrestlers.
The New Day, first. Roman Reigns. That's all I have left.
The bloodline.
Anyway, like I said, drink, hydrate. Even though this is Mountain Dew, but we're talking about that right now.
With that being said, we're gonna get on out of here.
Yeah. Peace,
makes me
love,
more mad.
and pro wrestling.
So.